4:45 a.m. Your alarm goes off. You set it on purpose. You didn't have to. You haven't had to in 2 years. You get up anyway. Coffee boots. You drive to a strip mall outside Akron. The sun isn't up yet. You climb a ladder onto the roof. By the time you reach the top, your shirt is already sticking to your back. In your pocket, your phone is carrying a number. A number that quietly did something last year your job never could. 41 years old, standing on a roof, completely free to leave. You don't. Tyler, the kid holding the ladder, doesn't know. Your mother doesn't know. Nobody at work knows. 18 years. Every Friday. Every overtime shift. Everything you chose not to buy. All of it so one day you could get off this roof. Tomorrow morning you're climbing back up here again. So what exactly did all that money buy? It started with $500. $500. You almost talked yourself out of investing. 18 years earlier. You're 23. July, Mansfield. 96 degrees on the ground, 120 on a black roof at 2 in the afternoon. You're waiting on a compressor to cool down enough to touch without losing skin. Your father Earl is sitting on an upturned bucket 8 feet away. He's 58. 34 years on these roofs. He got you this job. His hands don't fully close anymore. He works around it. You've watched him do it since you were 19. You've never once heard him complain. He's eating a sandwich your mother June packed that morning, cut in half, wrapped in wax paper, the same way she's packed them for as long as you can remember. You're not trying to be serious. You're just filling the silence. When are you going to quit, Dad? He doesn't look up. You get used to it. That's it. No speech, no lesson. You flex your fingers without thinking. They still close. 4 hours later, you're standing in a grocery store. You're doing math before you even reach the register. You don't need to check your account. You already know it, $873. You've known a version of that number for 3 years. It drifts a little, then finds its way right back. $14.50 an hour, $960 every 2 weeks after taxes. Rent, truck, credit card. By the time the paycheck lands, it's already gone. The total flashes across the screen. You're $11 over. The cashier doesn't say anything. She just waits. You quietly put 2 things back. Nobody notices. You hope nobody ever does. You throw the bags onto the passenger seat. One rolls onto the floor. You don't bother picking it up. You close the door. Don't start the engine. The steering wheel is too hot to hold. You just sit there. 38 more years of ladders. 38 more years of summer heat. 38 more years until someone asks you the same question and you answer it the same way. You get used to it. Saturday morning. The alarm doesn't go off. You wake up anyway. You search one question. How do people stop working forever? You tell yourself you'll read for 10 minutes. One article becomes another. Then another. You finally look up. Your coffee's cold. It's almost lunchtime. The answer isn't exciting. It isn't complicated. Own things. Keep owning them. Give them time. You open an investment account. Your thumb stops over one number. $500. More than half of everything you own. Your brain starts arguing immediately. What if the truck breaks? What if you get hurt? What if you need it Tuesday? Every one of them sounds reasonable. That's what makes them dangerous. You look around the room. Nothing in your life ever got better by waiting for the perfect time. You press confirm. $873 becomes $373. Nothing else happens. No sound. No congratulations. Just a smaller number where a bigger one used to be. Monday you're back on the roof. You didn't do it because you wanted to be rich. You did it because for the first time, you could see exactly where that ladder ended. Your father was already there eating a sandwich telling you it wasn't so bad. $50 every payday gone before it lands. You check it on lunch breaks, before bed, sometimes in the truck before work. Every time it looks exactly the same. 24, 25, 26. 3 years in it says $4,100. $3,600 of that came out of your paycheck. 3 years of skipped lunches. 3 years of not fixing the rattle in the door. 3 years of saying, maybe next month, for $500. $500 in 3 years. Your thumb is on cancel transfer. You look at it. You put the phone in your pocket. Not because you believe in it. Because canceling means admitting you were stupid for trying. So you leave it running out of pride. That's the whole reason. A Tuesday. There's a line in the app you've never seen before. Dividend received. $9. You look at it too long. $9 won't cover the coffee from the gas station, but you were asleep when it happened. You didn't climb anything. You didn't hold anything above your head until your arms shook. $9 showed up while you were unconscious. That's the first time in your life a dollar arrived that didn't cost you a piece of your body. You don't tell anybody. What would you even say? I made $9. October, a roof. You make a deal with yourself. At $10,000 you'll tell your father, not to brag, just so he knows there's a way off. You make the promise in October. It doesn't hit until the following March. You're 29, standing in his driveway. He's under the truck. You can see his boots. You open your mouth. Hand me the 3/8 Ts. You hand him the 3/8 THS. You don't say it. It doesn't feel permanent yet. It drops. 11 days, $9,000. That's a year of rent. That's a year of putting things back at the register. You're on a roof in Beaver Creek with your thumb on sell. It's right there. One tap and it stops. You don't tap it. Not because you're brave. Because 8 years can't be for nothing. Friday the transfer runs anyway. It doesn't know. It doesn't check the news. It doesn't ask how you slept. Just buys. Your father retires. Somebody brings a sheet cake into the shop. He shakes 11 hands. He drives home. That's the whole thing. 34 years and it takes 20 minutes. You follow him out to the parking lot. $61,000 in your account. It's right there in your mouth. He puts the cake on the passenger seat so it won't slide. Your mother's making pot roast Sunday. You say you'll be there. You watch him pull out of the lot. It still feels like luck. 100,000. You'll tell him at 100,000. $300,000. Sunday. Your mother's kitchen. There's a sandwich on the counter, wrapped in wax paper, for a man who doesn't go to work anymore. She still makes them. Your father reaches for his glass. His hands still don't fully close. He gets it to the table anyway. He's telling a story about a guy from the shop. He's laughing before he gets to the end of it. He always does that. You have $300,000. You say nothing. It's too big to explain now. A spreadsheet on the kitchen table at 11 at night. 2 columns. What the job pays you. What the money pays you. The gap is closing. You look at those 2 columns and you think about telling him. Your father is 68. You just haven't run out of Sundays. Not yet. A Thursday. 3 service calls. Lunch in the truck. You're not looking for anything. 11 at night. Kitchen table. You open the spreadsheet to check what you owe on the truck insurance. It opens where it always opens. 2 columns. What the job paid you this year. $63,000. What the money paid you this year. $74,800. You read it once. You click into the cell. You check the formula. You type it out again yourself by hand like a man who doesn't trust a machine. Same number. You sit back in the chair. Nothing happens. No sound. No screen telling you that mattered. 18 years ago you pressed confirm and felt nothing. You just did it again. You get up. You open the fridge. You stand there in the light with the door open. You're not hungry. You just don't know what else to do with your body. You say it out loud to the kitchen. Dad. That's all that comes out. The kitchen doesn't say anything back. 18 years. Every Friday. Everything you didn't buy. All of it so you'd never have to set that alarm again. And on the first night of your life, you didn't have to. You said it anyway. There's a roof in Fairborn in the morning. Sunday. You practice in the truck out loud on Route 42. Dad, I need to tell you something. 20 minutes of this. You pull into the driveway and you still don't have the sentence. The garage door is open. He's at the bench with a window unit on it. It's not his. It's Dot's from next door. Her air went out Thursday. He's 68 years old and he's doing it for free on a Sunday. His hands don't fully close. He works around it. Pot roast. Your mother's telling you about somebody's daughter's wedding. You're not listening. You're waiting for a gap. Then your father says something about Tuesday. You ask, what's Tuesday? Your mother says he goes to the shop Tuesdays. You put your fork down. Shop coffee with the guys. She says it like you asked what color the sky is. 8 years retired. 8 years. He still drives to the shop. He still parks in the same spot. Nobody pays him. Nobody needs him there. He goes because it's Tuesday. You look at him across the table. 34 years of roofs. 120 degrees. A sandwich on a bucket. Hands that stopped closing before he turned 50. And when they finally let him stop, he found a reason to go back. The sentence you practiced on Route 42 was, Dad, there's a way off. He's laughing at his own story before he gets to the end of it. He always does that. Off of what? You don't tell him. Not because you're scared, because the sentence is wrong. Your mother catches you in the hallway with a container of pot roast wrapped in foil. She holds it against your chest until you take it. You look tired, honey. You tell her work's been busy. That's not a lie. It's not the truth either. You drive home with pot roast on the passenger seat. Same spot he put the cake. 18 years, every Friday, everything you didn't buy, all of it to get off that roof. He never wanted off. You get home at 9. You put the pot roast in the fridge. You set the alarm for 4:45. Tuesday, 4:45. The alarm goes off. You turn it off. You lie there. You called off last night. First time in 18 years. Dispatch asked if you were sick. You said no. There was a pause on the line. Yes, 6:10, you're awake. You've been awake since 4:45. Your body doesn't know what a Tuesday off is. $940,000 in a whole day. You get in the truck. The rattle's still in the door. There's a diner on Garrison you've driven past for 18 years. You've never been inside. You go in. You sit in a booth by yourself. Eggs, toast, coffee. $9. You eat it in 11 minutes. It's 7:30. The day is still there. You sit in the parking lot and try to think of something you want. You made a list once at 23 in your head. It had one thing on it: get off the roof. There was never anything after that. You never wrote a second line. You didn't think you'd get that far. It's Tuesday. He's at the shop right now. Coffee with the guys. 20 minutes from where you're parked. You could go. You'd have to explain why you're not on a roof. You don't have the sentence. You drive past the exit. No. Your kitchen. You open the fridge. You stand there in the light with the door open. You're not hungry. The pot roast is still in there, still in the foil. You eat it standing up, out of the container. Noon on a Tuesday. $940,000. Your mother made it. 2 o'clock. The day is not half over. You've done everything you could think of. Wednesday, you're on a roof in Bellbrook by 6. Tyler, holding the ladder, asks if you were sick yesterday. You say, yeah. 18 years to buy one. Tuesday, I gave it back by 2 in the afternoon. October. Your mother calls at 7 in the morning. The furnace won't light. It's 41 degrees in the house. You know that furnace. You've known it your whole life. It was old when you were in high school. You're there in 20 minutes. He's already in the basement. 68 years old, on the concrete floor, flashlight in his teeth. He's had the panel off since 6. It's the igniter. Pause. It's also the blower motor. Another pause. It's also the heat exchanger. You don't say that part out loud. I can get a part off check Thursday. Dad. He doesn't look up. It'll hold $9,000. A brand new system installed this week. You could pay for it without changing a single thing about your life. Dad, let me get you a new one. He finally sits back on his heels, takes the flashlight out of his mouth. You've got your own bills. That's it. That's all he says. Then he turns back to the furnace. He still thinks you're 23. He still thinks you're $11 over at the register. He still thinks you're a guy on a roof with a truck payment. He's not wrong. You never gave him another reason to think otherwise. You watch him reach for the next part. His fingers slip. He tries again. They slip again. He doesn't swear. He doesn't sigh. He just holds the clip out toward you. That's the first time in your life he's ever done that. You take it. You seat the clip. Your hands close. Where do you think you got that? 4 hours later, the furnace lights. He stands there listening to it run, arms crossed. There she is. He's smiling. Not because it's new. Because he fixed it. Your mother makes eggs. You leave a little after 1. The furnace stays. The money stays. For the first time, you wonder if the thing your father spent his whole life building was never the paycheck. It was the man who came home with it. Tuesday, you take the exit. His truck's in the lot. Same spot. 3rd from the door. 34 years, 8 more after that. You haven't been inside the shop in a decade. Same coffee maker. Same burnt smell. 5 old guys around a table with coffee cups and nowhere else they need to be. Your father sees you. His whole face changes. Hey, look who it is. He says it to the table, not to you. He's introducing you. They already know who you are. He does it anyway. You sit for 40 minutes. They talk about a job in Vandalia from 1997. Somebody's knee. The Bengals. Nobody asks you a single question about yourself. It's the best 40 minutes you've had in a year. You're pouring another cup of coffee when one of them walks over. Chuck, 70-something, hands like your father's. He talks about you. You don't say anything. You wait. Says you're the best hand he ever trained. Chuck tops off his coffee. Says it about once a month. Then he walks back to the table. Your father has never said that to you. Not once. 18 years. Parking lot. He's got his keys out. Dad. Yeah. 18 years of looking for this sentence and it still comes out sideways. I've got money. He waits. $940,000. The parking lot stays quiet. A car rolls past on Garrison. In what? Funds? Stocks. I started at 23. 23, he looks back at the shop, then at you. You all right? That's his first question. Not how much, not how. Just, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. He nods. Moves his keys into his other hand. What are you going to do with it? You don't have an answer. 18 years, and the only question that ever mattered is the one you never thought to ask yourself. I don't know. He nods again. Like that's a perfectly reasonable answer. Like maybe it is. You stand there waiting. 41 years old, still waiting for your father to say the 4 words you've imagined 1,000 times. He opens the truck door, gets in, rolls the window down. Come Sunday, your mother's doing the roast. Then he drives away. You're standing in a parking lot with an invitation to dinner. He never said he was proud of you. He didn't have to. He'd already said it to Chuck once a month for years. 18 years. Every Friday. Everything you didn't buy. All of it, to get off that roof. The only thing your father ever bragged about was the man standing on it. Sunday pot roast. You ask him about the job in Vandalia. He tells it for 20 minutes. He laughs before he gets to the end of it. You already know the ending. You laugh anyway. Monday, 4:45. The alarm goes off. You turn it off before it wakes the house. There's a roll of wax paper in the drawer. You don't remember buying it. You make a sandwich. You cut it in half. You wrap it. Fairborn. The sun isn't up yet. You climb the ladder. 2 o'clock, 94 degrees. You're sitting on a bucket waiting for a compressor to cool. Tyler's 8 feet away. He's 23. When are you going to quit? You don't look up. You get used to it. He looks at his own hands. They still close. He thinks he just heard a warning. Maybe one day he'll realize it wasn't. $940,000. It bought one thing. The ladder was always there. It bought the difference between needing to climb it and choosing to. Your father figured that out long before you did. It just took you 18 years to understand what he already knew. You finish your sandwich. You fold the wax paper. You slip it into your pocket. There's another roof.